Hi, welcome back to Finally Revealed. In this first episode of the work transition playlist, I want to give you a little bit of background on my story and then get into some ideas for you to think about whether or not transitioning in your work life might be good for you as well. I've been doing my job for a really long time, different places in my own firm now for a long time. And you know, you get into situations where you're good at something, you've been doing it a long time. You know, I've been so fortunate. I have great clients. I really enjoy working with them. Many of them have become my friends over the years. We have a good working relationship. We've had some success for them, and we get to participate and help start them, transition them, and help them grow and meet their challenges. And so it's been very rewarding. However, in anything that you do for a long period of time, sometimes you'll hit a wall, or you know, it becomes routine, or it's not as fresh anymore, or as in my situation, there were more things and different things that I wanted to incorporate into what I was doing. I thought that I could provide assistance in a different way, but how? I have all of this going on. And so over the course of the last 9 or 10 months, 9 months, like having a baby, I have been transitioning my law practice to expand on things that I was doing in a small part to make that a bigger part of the practice, and transition out almost entirely of another area that was a major part of what I was doing. So specifically for me, as my friend Kathy would say, I was going from the courtroom attorney to, she calls it, an office or desk attorney. Not exactly stuck at your desk, but it's getting away from the courtroom. I've learned many things there. I've had some good success there. I've enjoyed it, you know, doing the whole Perry Mason thing. However, on balance, the number of people I can help in that way is limited because there's only so many hours of the day. So I wanted to transition over and help with some prevention so people wouldn't get in that situation. Also, it occurred to me that some people were just getting into these situations without the planning because I could fix it. So that was the impetus for that. And as a part of that, because nothing is ever easy sometimes, I came across a need for another whole kind of service business. So I've been transitioning my law practice and building and starting a whole new business. So, and then you guys, this is my fun. This is my extra fun giving back. So sorry to take some time away from you, but that's what's been going on. So in this first video for transition, I want to talk about what is some things you can do to prepare. Now, for me, it was, you know, I told you the reason that I want to make the change. For some people, other people, it might be boredom. It might be hitting the wall. It might just be a grind. You know, if you've been doing the same thing for 10 years or 20 years or longer, or it might be the people. Now there's a change in personnel and it's, you know, not the same people anymore, and, you know, you just need to change. It might be like me that you see something that you can do, you want to move over to a different area that'll kind of bring back the excitement, or that you think you can make a difference in, or you might want to just completely do something different. Or a lot of people, once they get to, you know, their kids are going to school and now they've got to pay for college, and they think there's some other ways to have a little bit, use what the information they know, but make it be a little bit more lucrative for their family. And so some people, once they have a certain level of expertise, move into consulting. Other people move into consulting because they might have been phased out of their position. Either their industry is changing so much that their segment is changing entirely, and rather than go and learn something completely new, they can adapt what they know and move into consulting, broaden their base, work for multiple, you know, one company might not need them full-time, but 10 might need a piece of what they know, and they can continue out and work out their career that way. So it would be moving over to consulting. So first you need to think about, which of these might apply to you, and if you're making this change, what will you do? What service will you provide different than what you're doing now, or what product would you produce? Maybe you've been in manufacturing for a long time and there's like a piece that could be added to something that your company makes. You might have approached, this within the company, and they might have shot that down, or they might be reluctant to change, or there may be some other adaptation of what you have been working on that could work in a different market segment that they're not interested in going in, or by your mechanical abilities, you've invented something in your off hours and you think there's a market for it. So whether it's a service or a product, one of the reasons new small businesses fail is because the person is all excited about it, but in reality, nobody wants it. Nobody wants the service, nobody wants the product. So hone in on it and do market testing, or read, look around, ask people, and find out what will you do or produce, or what service will you provide, and would it be to the same market you've been servicing, or would it be to a different market? And so in your situation, maybe you're a project manager over a certain area. You want to expand for your company because they will pay for things and you can just segue over and get some more fulfillment out of it, or something fun, and expand it for them. So you want to explore it. You're going to do it on your own. You're going to do it within your existing company. Is it your own company, like my situation, or do you work for someone else? Think about all those little, avenues and what it might look like. And then, of course, is the need real? Is this something that will fill a niche? Is it something there's already competition for? And that's another thing too. If you think you've come up with something new, make sure you've come up with something new before you start down the path. Look, investigate, research, set out what it is that you're going to do, what you're going to provide, either a product or service, and start searching for it. Look hard. Does somebody already do this? It doesn't mean you can't still do it. There's just going to be different challenges, but really you owe it to yourself and your family, if you're supporting a family, to not just go off on a wild goose chase when it's already there. And then there are other options that you can come up with. It doesn't mean that your idea is not going to go. We have lots of companies that do the same thing as each other, or there are bigger markets and you're needed. More of you are needed. So look at it in that respect. And then, are you going to stop and then start this new one? In other words, you're just going to quit your job, close your company, start a new company, or are you going to blend them? In my situation, it's been blending. And so that has its own challenges, which I'll go over in another video, but think about that. But first, what is it first? Figure out what it is first, because that's going to be your start. I hope this was helpful to you. If it was, give me a thumbs up. Leave any comments that you have below. If you're doing this, let me know what you're doing. I'm curious. I'm sure everyone else is too. Subscribe to see our other videos. Share this with somebody in your family or someone you know who's going through this or talking about it. Maybe it's something you two are doing together. And subscribe to see our other videos. And come back and see me again next time. Thanks for watching.